Greetings metalheads and welcome to No Nonsense Metal Reviews. I'm George and today I'm back with another new release review, a live album in fact, which has been out for a couple of months now. It took me a little while to get a copy. Now I've gone overboard, but more on that in a moment. But this live album is the sole release from this project. This project is actually a band created in order to perform the music of a long defunct band. Sounds complicated, but no, it's not really. I am of course talking about Resurrection of the Flesh from Triumph of Death. This is a freaking masterpiece. This is a fantastic live album, and I'm wearing my Hellhammer long sleeve in appreciation just to really get in the vibe. This is a brilliant live album. If you're not familiar with Triumph of Death or the backstory here, Triumph of Death is the latest sort of musical venture and project from the legendary Tom G. Warrior, or Thomas Gabriel Fisher, singer, songwriter, musician, just all-round absolute legend, the mastermind and the man responsible for creating the legendary Hellhammer, not to mention Celtic Frost and Triptykon. But Triumph of Death, this latest project, is effectively Tom's method, his medium for actually being able to perform the material from the short-lived career and catalogue of Hellhammer. So Hellhammer existed, if you're not familiar with Hellhammer, they existed between 1982 and 1984. They released a series of legendary demos and one legendary EP in 1984 entitled Apocalyptic Raid. Now, other than that legendary EP, we had some legendary demos prior to that, including Satanic Rites, Death Fiend, and Triumph of Death, which you can acquire in this lovely little format here, this lovely 2-disc edition entitled Demon Entrails, which kind of collates all of those demos. So these legendary demos and that Apocalyptic Raid EP, they inspired so many bands going forward. They were pioneers of first and second wave black metal, thrash metal, speed metal, death metal, just extreme music. Hellhammer is cited as a major influence from so many bands and by so many bands. So you've got these legendary songs that were hugely influential, but they have been sort of condemned to the history books, if you like, because of course in 1984 we then had Celtic Frost. Celtic Frost, formed by the legendary Tom G. Warrior, again would kind of pick up the torch and carry on with what Hellhammer started. So there's a lot of continuity between the Hellhammer demos and the EP, and certainly the first Celtic Frost album, Morbid Tales. There's a lot of musical similarities, and in fact a couple of Hellhammer tracks ended up on the first album, Morbid Tales, or certainly as bonus tracks on latter reissues. So there's a lot of continuity there. We also have Eric Martin Ain in Hellhammer alongside Tom in Celtic Frost as well. Obviously, many years later, Celtic Frost did disband due to, I guess, musical differences and a lot of turbulence within the band. Tom then went on to form Triptykon, the legendary Triptykon. But I think in order to honour the legend and the legacy of not just Hellhammer, but also Eric Martin Ain, who sadly, tragically passed away in 2017. So to honour those reputations, those legacies, Triumph of Death has been formed in order to play those classic songs. So what we get here is 12 tracks, start to finish, absolutely brilliant, classic favourites from the Hellhammer catalogue. The album itself is an absolutely brilliant one. Just to note that the album is actually, it sounds freaking fantastic, but this album is actually produced by Tom G. Warrior and V. Santura, guitarist and vocalist alongside Tom from Triptykon. this guy's a great producer, and I will say that this album bears a lot of musical similarities, certainly in sound, guitar tone, to Triptykon, which is no surprise at all. But Triumph of Death, as we can see here, very talented bunch of musicians indeed, very, very adept, and they do a fantastic job. So we've got Tom Gabriel Warrior, vocals and guitar. We've got Jamie Lee Kasai on bass. We've got Andre Maffio on guitar and vocals, and then we've got Tim Isowe on drums. Apologies if I'm mispronouncing any of those names, butchering them at all. Apologies. As I say, fantastic musicians. The musicianship is faultless, it's fast and loose. It's got that brilliant kind of speed metal, black metal, thrash at times approach to it. Absolutely brilliant. It's fast, it's furious, it's loose, it's just so energetic. I would not really like to liken it to any other band too much, because of course Hellhammer's material and Triumph of Death in this instance is massively influential. But there's a lot of similarities with bands like Motorhead or Venom. You know, there is a lot of that crossover, certainly in the pace, the tempo, the fast approach, the thrashing attitude. Absolutely brilliant. There's a kind of punk ethic there, if you like, but it's fast and it's freaking furious. But the live album is an absolute masterpiece. It doesn't really, although it is a live album, that is obvious that it's a live album. You know, there's crowd interaction. There's, you know, you can hear the screams and the cheers. You have got that, yes, but it doesn't necessarily feel like a live album. Or maybe not that it doesn't feel like a live album. It feels like something totally different. It feels like it is, you know, a studio album recorded live. That's the kind of sound that we get here. It's clear and crisp, and it's been really, really well produced. These versions, in my opinion, and I am a big fan of Hellhammer and a big fan of these tracks, I prefer these recordings because it sounds massive. These tracks sound absolutely huge. Thick, heavy guitar tone. The bass is rumbling and thunderous. The vocals are nasty and brutal. It just sounds freaking great. Of course, I love and appreciate these classic tracks, but these incarnations are just as good in their own way, if not better. This is a fitting tribute, more than fitting tribute, in fact. This is a great, grand appraisal of Hellhammer and those classic tracks. So if you like your fast and furious music, if you want to listen to something that you could down about 10 of these to and just thrash along like a maniac to, then you definitely need to check this out. In particular, you want to be checking out, you know, if you do need convincing, not that you do, but if you need further convincing, the Third of the Storms, Evoke Damnation, first track there, absolutely legendary, brutal and brilliant. Maniac, with all of its freaking attitude. Decapitator, thrashy and freaking brilliant. Horus, Aggressor, just freaking phenomenal. Messiah, the legendary track. And of course, the track which contains the lyrics, Only Death is Real, which we've got down the sleeve of this nice long sleeve here. The real standout for me as a massive Triptykon fan and also a big fan of the monotheist Celtic Frost album is the title track for this project, Triumph of Death. 13-minute long, I believe. Grand epic with serious, doomy, weighty kind of Death Doom vibes there. Freaking massive. It sounds absolutely crushing. Those huge droning riffs. Instantly recognisable Tom G. Warrior guitar tone. Fantastic. Absolutely mesmerising. So if you want faster tracks, you're going to be looking at Massacre, Maniac, Decapitator, Crucifixion. If you really want that kind of more Celtic Frost Triptykon vibe stuff, then you're going to be looking at Revelations of Doom, Visions of Mortality, which of course later appeared alongside Celtic Frost's work, and Triumph of Death as well. So, versions then. You can get this lovely media book version which is full of awesome photography, really cool live shots of the whole band, and really neatly, actually, show you some of these really cool pictures. It's a really high quality package, really looks the part. But you've also got a nice bit of bio as well. So you've got information about Triumph of Death and Hellhammer. In fact, you know, if you need a really obvious reminder, there is also the Hellhammer discography. Not to forget the sticker which I've stuck on the front here, which is Hellhammer performed by Tom G. Warrior's Triumph of Death. So this is the nice CD version. I then got this rather lovely present for Christmas, which is the tape version. So this is a Darkness Shall Rise Productions tape. Lovely white tape shell with red print. Really nice high quality insert here, as always, from Darkness Shall Rise. Nice photography there. Bit of info. Of course, we've got our track list as well. And of course, we've got that great cover art. I love that cover. I really would say that this cover art is brilliant. It almost looks a bit Geiger, of course. The late great H.R. Geiger that contributed the album covers to Triptykon and also to Megatherium as well by Celtic Frost. So I've also got this lovely cassette format, limited I believe. And if that wasn't quite enough, you can also get a lovely double vinyl form, of course. So this was also a Christmas present. Lovely high quality package, this really is. Some great photography as well. So this particular version came from from the actual Hellhammer, Triptykon, Celtic Frost, Triumph of Death store. It comes with a art print, which is very cool, of the cover art. We've also got, try and open it without damaging it, we've got a lovely poster as well, which is really, 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 really cool. Great live shot there of the band. Just show the colour scheme of this particular vinyl, which is stunning. Let's get out the inner sleeve there. We'll just note we've got lovely high quality printed inner sleeves. Absolutely brilliant. White and black swirl vinyl, 2 discs. Both discs are the same sort of colour scheme there. Hopefully that's not too glary. But yeah, absolutely lovely colour scheme there. Put that there. A massive booklet, huge booklet, which contains again a lot of awesome photographs and live shots and the bio, same as the booklet of the media book CD version. It's got a massive booklet here, really cool. I think there's actually more photographs in this one. And if that isn't enough, this particular version came with a print signed by the legend himself, Tom G. Warrior. I should get this framed, really. Awesome stuff. Tom G. Warrior's signature on this lovely art print. Freaking masterpiece. So I've got all 3 packages, absolutely love them all, freaking amazing. I would say that this live album, is definitely one of the best live albums I've heard in a long time. It's about 55 minutes long, if I remember correctly, and it is just start to finish, fast-paced, intense, brilliant metal. If you like Celtic Frost, if you like Hellhammer, if you like Triptykon, then you're definitely going to appreciate Triumph of Death. But also if you love your bands, you know, classic heritage bands like Venom, fast-paced, speed metal, if you like speed, black, death metal, thrash metal, whatever, then you're going to definitely be able to appreciate Triumph of Death, and more specifically, Resurrection of the Flesh. An absolutely fantastic album, fitting tribute to Hellhammer and to Martin. Tracks to check out though, will say, honestly, do check out The Third of the Storms, Evoked Damnation. You want to check out Maniac, which I think is a brilliant one. Decapitator, Reaper, and of course Triumph of Death. Check it out, it's a freaking masterpiece and essential listening to for any fan of Tom G. Warrior, any fan of Hellhammer or Triptykon, Celtic Frost, so on and so forth. What are your thoughts and opinions on this absolute live killer, my friends? Do check it out. Support metal, support the underground, and support the legendary Hellhammer's material, the legendary Tom G. Warrior. Thanks very much for watching, my friends. Do feel free to comment. Do feel free to like and subscribe. Of course, feel free to check back soon for more reviews, recommendations of all the good, heavy things. Until next time, my friends, do take care of yourselves and stay heavy.